Hello, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Welcome back to the channel All Old Rare Coins, where we uncover the hidden gems in the world of numismatics. Today, we have something truly special, a coin that looks like an ordinary pocket change but could actually be worth a life-changing amount of money. We're talking about the 1965 United States $quarter coin. You might think, it's just another old quarter. But what if I told you that some of these coins are so rare that they could fetch an unbelievable price in the collector's market? Stick with me until the end because we're going to reveal just how much this coin could be worth. If you have one of these sitting in a drawer or an old coin jar, you might just be holding a small fortune. Let's dive deep into the history, design, and unique features of the 1965 quarter that make it a valuable collector's item. The year 1965 was a turning point in U.S. coinage history. Prior to this, quarters were made of 90% silver, but due to rising silver prices and economic concerns, the U.S. Mint made a major change. Starting in 1965, quarters were no longer made of silver but instead struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition. This transition was meant to reduce production costs and prevent people from hoarding silver coins. But here's where things get interesting. During this transition, a small number of 1,965 quarters were mistakenly struck on silver planchets, those left over from the previous year's production. These error coins, known as transitional errors, are incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. Now, let's talk about the design of the 1965 quarter. On the obverse side, you'll find the iconic portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. Washington's strong and dignified profile has remained a symbol of American heritage for decades. The word "Liberty" is inscribed above his head, with the year 1965 stamped below his neck. To the left of his portrait, you'll see the famous phrase, "In God We Trust." Flipping the coin over to the reverse side, you'll find a striking image of a majestic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows in its talons. This symbolizes strength, defense, and the enduring power of the United States. Below the eagle, the word "quarter" is prominently displayed, while "United States of America" arches above the eagle's wings. The phrase "E pluribus unum" appears just below the country's name, reinforcing the nation's motto, "Out of many, one." Now, let's get to the most exciting part, the rarity and value of the 1965 quarter. Most quarters from this year are made of copper-nickel and are worth only face value. However, as mentioned earlier, a few rare error coins were struck on silver planchets, making them extremely valuable. Collectors and numismatists are always searching for these rare 1965 silver quarters because they were never supposed to exist. Finding one is like striking gold. If you think you might have one, there's an easy way to check. First, weigh the coin. A regular 1965 quarter made of copper-nickel weighs about 5.67 grams, while a silver quarter weighs approximately 6.25 grams. That slight difference in weight is a major indicator that your quarter could be one of these ultra-rare silver errors. Another way to check is by looking at the coin's edge. Copper-nickel quarters have a distinctive reddish-brown stripe along the edge due to the copper core, whereas a silver quarter will have a smooth, solid silver edge with no visible copper. So, how much could one of these rare 1965 silver quarters be worth? Here's the moment you've been waiting for. If you happen to find one of these rare coins in excellent condition, it could be worth an astonishing $95,000. That's right. A simple, everyday quarter from 1965 could actually be a hidden treasure worth a life-changing amount of money. So, don't overlook those old coins in your collection or spare change jar. You never know, you might be holding a small piece of history that's worth a fortune. Next coin, we're diving into the world of rare and valuable coins, and trust me, you're going to want to check your coin collection after this. We're talking about a special quarter that could be hiding in plain sight, the 1971 United States $quarter. At first glance, this coin might seem like just another common piece of change, but what if I told you that a rare version of this quarter could be worth an unbelievable amount of money? Yes, a single 1971 quarter could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Stick with me until the end because we'll reveal just how much this rare coin is valued at, and trust me, the number will blow your mind. Let's start by taking a look at the history of the 1971 D quarter. This coin was minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the small D mint mark on the obverse side. The 1970s was a time of economic shifts and rising inflation in the United States, and the U.S. Mint was producing millions of quarters for circulation. By 1971, the quarter was well established in its copper-nickel clad composition, which had replaced silver back in 1965. However, what makes this quarter valuable isn't just its history, it's the rare errors and unique features that some of these coins possess. Now, let's talk about the design. On the obverse side, we see the famous portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This design had been used since 1932 and remains a classic symbol of American coinage. Above Washington's head, you'll find the word Liberty, and below his chin, the phrase, "In God We Trust." The year 1971 is inscribed at the bottom, along with the D mint mark, signifying it was minted in Denver. Turning the coin over to the reverse side, we see the proud American eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows in its talons. This symbolizes the nation's strength and readiness to defend itself. The phrase, United States of America, is inscribed along the top edge, while E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one, is positioned just below it. At the bottom, we see the denomination clearly marked, $quarter. So, what makes the 1971 D quarter so special? The key lies in rare minting errors and unique variations. While most of these quarters were struck in copper-nickel, a few were mistakenly minted on leftover 90% silver planchets from previous years. These transitional errors are incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. If you think you might have a rare 1971 D quarter, here's how to check. First, weigh the coin. A regular copper-nickel quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams, while a silver quarter weighs approximately 6.25 grams. This small difference in weight is a major indicator that your coin might be one of the rare silver-struck quarters. Another way to check is by looking at the coin's edge. Copper-nickel quarters have a distinct reddish-brown stripe due to their copper core, while a silver quarter will have a smooth, solid silver-colored edge. If your quarter has no visible copper on the edge, it might be a rare silver error coin, but that's not all. Other rare mint errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, and missing clad layers, can also make this coin extremely valuable. Collectors are willing to pay big money for these one-of-a-kind errors, and the rarer the mistake, the higher the value. And now, for the part you've been waiting for, the potential value of a rare 1971 D quarter. If you happen to find one of these rare error coins, especially in uncirculated or high-grade condition, it could be worth an astonishing $70,000. Yes, you heard that right. A simple quarter that you might have overlooked could actually be a hidden treasure worth a life-changing amount of money. So, start checking your old coin jars, pocket change, and collections. You never know when you might come across one of these rare gems. Last coin, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins, and you won't believe what we've uncovered. If you've ever come across a 1979 United States quarter dollar, don't just toss it in your pocket, it could be worth a small fortune. Yes, some rare versions of this quarter are so valuable that they could change your life. Stick with me until the end of this video because we'll reveal the shocking amount this coin could be worth. If you have one of these lying around, you might just be sitting on a hidden treasure. Let's start by taking a look at the history of the 1979 quarter. The 1970s were an important period for U.S. coinage. The mint was producing millions of quarters for circulation, but most of them were made with a copper-nickel clad composition, which had been in use since 1965. However, during minting, mistakes sometimes happen, and these errors can turn an ordinary coin into an incredibly valuable collector's item. Now, let's talk about the design. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This design had been a staple of U.S. quarters since 1932, and it remains one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. The word "liberty" is inscribed above Washington's head, while the phrase, "In God We Trust," is positioned to the left of his chin. Below the portrait, you'll find the year, 1979, marking its minting year. Flipping the coin over to the reverse side, we see the powerful image of a bald eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows in its talons. This symbolizes the strength and defense of the United States. Above the eagle, the words "United States of America" are curved along the top, with the phrase "E pluribus unum" just below. At the bottom, the denomination, quarter dollar, is clearly marked .so. What makes the 1979 quarter so valuable? The answer lies in rare minting errors and unique variations. While millions of these quarters were struck, a few have distinctive mistakes that make them incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. One of the most well-known errors is the off-metal strike, a rare mistake where the quarter was accidentally struck on a leftover silver planchet from previous years. This happened due to planchets being mixed up during the minting process. If you happen to have one of these silver-struck 1979 quarters, it could be worth a significant amount of money. Another rare mint error is the double strike, where the coin was struck twice, creating a slightly overlapped or shadowed image. These errors are extremely valuable because they are one of a kind. Other mistakes, such as off-center strikes, missing clad layers, or die cracks, can also increase the coin's worth tremendously. So, how can you check if your 1979 quarter is valuable? The first step is to weigh it. A normal 1979 copper-nickel quarter weighs about 5.67 grams, while a rare silver error coin will weigh around 6.25 grams. If your coin is heavier than usual, it could be one of the rare silver-struck quarters. Another method is to examine the coin's edge. Copper-nickel quarters have a distinctive reddish-brown stripe along the edge due to the copper core, while a silver quarter will have a smooth, solid silver edge with no visible copper. If your quarter has no copper edge, you might be holding a rare and valuable coin. Beyond silver errors, collectors also seek out high-grade, uncirculated 1979 quarters, those that have never been used in daily transactions and remain in mint condition. Coins that are well preserved with sharp details and no scratches can fetch a much higher price in the collector's market. And now, the moment you've been waiting for: how much could a rare 1979 quarter be worth? If you happen to have one of these rare error coins or a high-grade specimen, its value could reach an astonishing $70,000. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 1979 quarter that many people overlook could actually be worth a life-changing amount of money. So, before you spend that loose change, take a closer look. You never know when you might be holding a small fortune in your hands. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting.